Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Erin and today is Friday, which means it's book review Friday once again. I'm very excited for today's review. I feel like I say that every single time, but I usually am really excited to film these videos. Today we are talking about Secrets in the Dark by Darcy Coates. First things first, I gotta get this out of the way so no one gets super confused. This is the second book in the Black Winter series. So the first book is Voices in the Snow. I have a book review up on that as well. So if you have never read the first book, this is gonna make no sense to you, like, at all, and you're gonna be really confused. So I highly recommend checking out my Voices in the Snow review and then reading it before you watch this, because it's gonna be kind of confusing, I think. And this is a series. There is 2 more books, I believe, 3 and 4. So I just feel like some people might be a little lost if they watched this before watching or reading Voices in the Snow. I just feel like you might be confused, so I am going to tell you Secrets in the Dark is the second book in the Black Winter series. The first book is Voices in the Snow. If you do watch this video without reading the books first, I hope you read the books, because I really like this series so far. So alright, now that that little disclaimer is out of the way, let's talk about the cover. So we have the doll face theme going again. The first book also had that on the cover, but the first book is more white and this one is definitely darker, and maybe a little foreshadowing, maybe just a little bit. I really like the cover. I think it's beautiful. I love that it is a soft touch matte cover. That's my favorite kind of cover. And yeah, I just think the cover is beautiful. I love the icy feel, the wintry feel. It goes with the theme, obviously. Enough of my blabbering about things that are unimportant. Let's get into the synopsis. This book takes place immediately after Voices in the Snow ends. Claire and Doran are relishing in the quietness of Winterbourne Hall, riding the slight victory that they had at the end of book 1, but also trying to secure the house from the Hollow Ones. They're also running low on supplies, mainly food, which is very worrisome, when finally Beth makes contact with them. After so long, the entire first book was about trying to contact Beth. Claire finally gets to talk to her sister. Just like a normal older sister would, Beth's main concern is making sure Claire is alright and that she's safe. Claire lets her know that she is pretty safe and she's been with Doran this whole time, and she lets her know where she's at. Beth tells them that she is inside her bunker, but her generator is out. Also, the radio makes noise and attracts the Hollow Ones, and they end up scratching and waiting for the bunker door to open so they can get inside. Claire immediately wants to bring Beth back to Winterbourne Hall with her and Doran, but Beth tells her no. She says that you need to make sure you're safe, and that's your main priority, keeping yourself safe. After talking with Beth, Doran and Claire decide that they will try to find a way to bring Beth to Winterbourne Hall, but they don't know how long it'll take or when they'll be able to do it, because they need to prepare for this journey. However, when a very distressed call comes from Beth telling them that she's running low on oxygen and she doesn't know how long she has, the pair decides that their plans need to change immediately. They decide to leave the comfort and safeness of Winterbourne Hall and go save Beth. They know that this journey is not going to be easy, it's not going to be safe, it's going to be hard, but it's life or death for Beth. They need to save her or she will die. And that's all I'm going to tell you about Secrets in the Dark. So let's get into my thoughts, shall we? Wow, 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 wow. This is such a good second book. I'm always slightly wary of a series or a trilogy or whatever that starts out with such a good first book, because sometimes I feel like they can't top the first book. It's just going to be a dead end, and you're gonna feel like it's dragging on, or there isn't enough to do, or the plot's just hanging around so you can have more books, but it's not very good. No ma'am, this is not that kind of series. I loved this book. Like I said, I loved the first book so much when I read it. I thought it was fantastic. I was so enamored with the plot and with the characters, and I knew I had to get my grubby little hands on the second book ASAP because I needed to know what happened. It took me forever to read this book. I had so many other books that I was trying to get to, which was slightly annoying because this book was always in the back of my mind being like, you need to read me, you need to read me, you need to read me, but you know, I had other things. I'm sorry it took me so long. But I just knew after the first book I had to read the second one. I just had to. I cannot wait for books 3 and 4. I cannot wait for books 3 and 4. I think 3 is coming out fairly soon. I think the third one's coming out very soon, and the fourth one I think is October, if I'm remembering correctly. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea. If you do know, leave it in the comments down below so I can know the actual dates and not just pretend that I know the dates. I told you once and I will tell you again, I am not a fan of apocalyptic horror. I just don't get it. I don't understand why people love it so much. And I mean, everyone has their own likes and dislikes, but for me, I just don't get apocalyptic horror. I don't understand why people love it so much. I just never find it that scary or that interesting. It's always the same kind of thing, the same story, the same characters, you know, zombies, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It's just so predictable, which is a horrible thing to say coming from someone who loves slashers so much, because slashers are extremely predictable. But there's just a difference between a slasher and an apocalyptic that makes me not like the predictability of the apocalypse type horror. I don't know. I know it doesn't make any sense. It's weird. But dang, this book keeps me on my toes. I never see the plot twists or the turns. I'm always trying to anticipate what's going to happen, and then it takes me by surprise and I'm just left like, oh my god, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen, so I'm just so caught off guard, I guess, which, you know, is hard to do sometimes in horror. I feel like everything's pretty predictable for the most part, and I just wasn't able to predict too much. There was one thing I predicted, which I'm happy about that my prediction was right, but for the most part I wasn't able to predict like anything in this book. Once again, I love Claire and Doran. I love their characters. I love their relationship. I think they are just so sweet and cute and pure, and I love their little coupling. I just think they're so precious, and I know people are gonna be like, romance and horror, blah, blah. Okay, I know that not everyone likes romance and horror, which is totally fine. I understand that not everyone is like into that, but I'm telling you, I think I like this series so much because of Claire and Doran and how much I love their love. There's just something about seeing two people love each other and go through something so horrific and traumatic as this, and just come together as this team and work together and keep each other safe and love each other and always there to protect each other. I love that. I think it's adorable. It makes me really happy. I love it a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it does make me extremely nervous though, because every time something bad happens, I'm terrified that one of them is gonna die. And I swear if one of them dies, I will lose it. I will lose it. I will lose it, because you cannot have me be emotionally attached to these characters like this and root for them the whole time and then take them away from me. You can't do that. Darcy Coates, ma'am, you are so magnificent. I love your writing. Please don't kill off Claire or Doran. Please, I'm begging you. You will break my heart into 1,000,000 trillion pieces. Sincerely, Erin. I know you don't know who I am. I'm a big fan. I've only read these 2 books, but I'm a big fan now. If you could not break my heart, I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Another thing I really liked about this book is you find out more about the Hollow Ones. You find out about the origin, you find out a little bit more detail about them. And I find that really fascinating because their origin story is kind of weird and complicated in my opinion. I think it's a little complicated in my head. When I was reading it, I was like, what's happening? It's a little sciencey. And I was like, oh, this is confusing because my small brain cannot comprehend. I'm sure if I had taken the time to actually like think about it and maybe research it a little bit, I probably could have understood it a little bit more than I did. I'm not saying it was that hard to understand. I got the main gist, but like the other stuff was like a little weird, so it was interesting. I just don't know if I fully grasped it in my little brain, you know? The ending. Oh, the ending. I need the next book now. I need to know what happens next because that cliffhanger was a little annoying. I mean, it wasn't a bad cliffhanger. It didn't leave you with anything like horrible. It's just everything was getting to a heating point and then the book ended and I was kind of like, oh. So I would like the next book now. This is why I hate reading books that aren't fully out yet, like series, when one book's out and not the rest, because it drives me up a wall because I'm impatient. But yes, I cannot wait for books 3 and 4. I am so excited. Also, I've decided that I need every Darcy Coates book she's ever written. I'm really upset that it's taken me this long to read any of her stuff, and I need them all. I need every single book she's ever written. I would like every single one right this second so I can read them all because I love her writing so much. I mean, okay, I've only read 2 of her books and they're part of a series, but if they're like this, then I know I like her writing, I know I like her plots, and I just like the way she tells a story. It's just so good, and I need every Darcy Coates book, so I will be buying them all, to be fair. I will. It's gonna take me a hot minute because I have a lot of books on my wish list, but yes, every Darcy Coates book. If you couldn't tell, I really liked this book. I cannot say which one I liked better, the first one or the second one. There's something about the first one because you meet Doran and Claire and Doran get together and it's just, there's something about it. But I did really, really like this one as well. It did not disappoint. It did not disappoint, and I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that I liked it. Okay, I've been chatting for way too long. I get way too overexcited when I talk about a book I like, obviously. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You probably didn't because I'm a little cuckoo right now. It's called sleep deprivation. Yeah, I'm basically sleep deprived to the point of where I'm hyper all the time, so that's where I'm at right now. Where are you guys at? Are you guys sleep deprived? I hope you're not. I hope you guys enjoyed this book review. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of content you enjoy from me. That way I can keep providing you with that kind of content. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Become friends and talk about makeup and books and horror and all kinds of stuff. I do a lot on this channel, so hopefully there's something for everyone. And I hope you guys have a really good weekend. And I will see you guys on Monday with another video. Bye.